Welcome to Testaments with Jerry. This collection of oral stories transforms written memories into heartfelt recordings, capturing the voices and experiences of remarkable people who wanted to share their journeys with friends, family, and loved ones. Our goal is to preserve these memories in a way that feels alive, allowing listeners to hear the warmth, wisdom, and individuality of each person's life. We also include end-of-life interviews that honor individuals' reflections and help keep their voices alive for generations to come. Lucy Abernathy was not only a cherished family friend and a big sister to our family, but she also left a lasting legacy as a high school teacher. Through her dedication, compassion, and unwavering support, Lucy Abernathy inspired generations of students to reach their full potential. Her guidance helped countless young people grow into responsible, caring citizens and human beings, and her influence extended far beyond the classroom, shaping lives and communities for years to come. Today is November, what is it?
No, December 8th.
December 8th, 2023. And we are speaking with Lucy Abernathy, who will introduce herself. She is our big sister, so to speak. And so we are recording in La Jolla. So we are going to begin.
Yes, this is a great joy to me to be an addition to the Flanagan family, whom I'm very close to. And it is a reminiscent of my childhood. The first question was, what was your childhood like? My childhood was a scene from Blue Bloods with Tom Selleck and the group, where we all show up for Sunday dinner and have reasonable conversations, refereed by my mother Jane.
Refereed.
Jane Moran.
What were the best memories from your childhood? I'm Mindy, by the way. Mindy Flanagan.
The best memories of my childhood were a promise of that we would become each other's best friends when the parents were gone, and no matter what anybody in the family needed, we would be there for each other, and that's a wonderful memory.
Oh, yeah, that definitely is. Definitely is. How has your Irish heritage influenced your life? We've seen the Irish humor, black humor, and all colors thereof.
Absolutely. The Irish heritage is pluses and minuses. I would say one part of the Irish heritage that is not to be duplicated was the fact that I never even knew anybody who drank in my childhood. Every single person that I ever met, an adult that I ever met, was a drinker, and the famous story of my sister Mary, who said, at her first, when she chaired her first AA meeting, that we would come on over to the house and we'll have a drink for you. I mean, that was such standard operating procedure in the parking lot after Mass that she quoted that at a AA meeting, and they thought it was a riot.
Classic. It was like my dad was always, come on over for happy hour. It's the same kind of thing. It was just like breathing, right?
Just like breathing. It was part of your life.
Part of your life, absolutely. Were there any teachers that influenced you, and was there anything that you learned from any special teachers along the way?
I think the teachers that I was most influenced by was Grace Leslie, a Sacred Heart nun, who was about as big as a little nun doll. She was not 5 foot, but she was very bright and really wanted to raise us or help raise the girls in my class to be leaders in society. She wanted strong, influential women to graduate from the Convent of the Sacred Heart. And she influenced me greatly.
Well, she certainly did a good job with you because you became one of those leaders. So she did a good job. She did a good job. Now, when you became a teacher, were there any particularly challenging or funny or memorable moments as you look back on all the years there, Luce, of teaching? You would always say, when someone would say, hey, do you have any kids? And you'd always say, yeah, I have 52 of them.
Absolutely. I was very strongly influenced to be a moderate and knowledgeable teacher. I think the best story that I have is one day when the classroom door flew open, boom, and in walked a person that influenced me for the rest of my life, which was a young man who was shipped down by the powers to be, and his name was Orlando Imperial.
I think I remember him.
And he had a tattoo that began on his hairline and went all the way down his neck and into his collar. And he scared the living shit out of me.
If we're allowed to say that on StoryCorps.
Absolutely. Well, that's true. And that young man, I tamed him with my Irish humor. We wrote something, and I asked him if I could see it, and he strutted up to my desk with a real pimp walk. And I said, sir, I want your paragraph. I do not want your body. And the whole class dropped off their chairs and thought it was the funniest thing they had ever heard. And from that moment on, Orlando and I were best friends. Oh, God. And he has since called me up at home.
Wow.
And has been a great test in my life. Oh. And he became the valedictorian of the Chaparrel graduation class. Oh. So it was a great victory.
Yeah, never judge a book by its cover, you know.
Right.
Look who he became to be, and good for him.
Absolutely.
And so sweet of him to stay in touch.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, there was nothing sweet about Orlando. You wanted to make sure you were protected.
You were on his good side. Oh, so shifting now to the topic of religion, tell us about your religious and spiritual beliefs and how they've evolved over time.
Well, I came from a very religious household. I mean, there was no question about if you lived under my father's roof, you went to Mass every Sunday and towed the Catholic line. My brothers were the same, and now my youngest brother is not a Mormon, but
Christian?
No, a
Buddhist?
Jack Mormon?
No, not that. I can't think.
Oh, an atheist.
Not an atheist. No.
Episcopalian, or we'll come back to it.
Yeah,
we'll come back to it.
But he got paid for a Jesuit college, and now he is totally floating out there in another religious faith.
Okay.
But he's a good man, and I feel very strongly about kids getting a basic religious education. I think it gives them some perimeters to deal with.
And then they can decide when they're grown up what they want to do. Yeah,
Exactly.
but at least they have a foundation.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I agree. Do you believe in an afterlife? There's an
Oh,
interesting
without question. If there is not an afterlife, I'm going to be mad as hell. Because I have stretched myself on many occasions.
Yes, exactly. You've had to deal with lots of losses and challenges in your life. What carries you through, Luce? What carries you through?
Realizing that it's my obligation to present a model of behavior for people I love and people I work with and people I interact with. I think when people think of Catholic faith, a lot of people think of me because they know I'm a practicing Catholic. And that's been a great joy in my life.
And it's helped carry you through all
Absolutely.
that you've had to deal with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all have a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think if you have some basic religious encounter, it helps.
Absolutely. Can you tell me about any other important people in your life? Who's somebody who's been the biggest influence and anything you've learned from that person? Does anybody come to mind as you think about that?
My Uncle Jack, who was my mother's youngest brother, he was a big influence in my life because he found a Recovery International, and it's become a great stabilizing influence in the family. And I've been privileged to introduce it to other people I love and explain that, we have a propensity to be a certain characteristic. Maybe high-strung would be the word. And we need to learn how to deal with that influence.
So you learned about Recovery International from your Uncle Jack.
From my Uncle Jack, who introduced my mother to it.
Okay.
My mother was very enthusiastic at first, but as per her propensity, she didn't stay with it. But she definitely saw the influence it would have on me. And I just think, sadly, I was a difficult kid to raise. I was never completely happy with their instruction, and fought her every step of the way. But I was not a mean kid. It was just that I always wanted to arm wrestle, I would say.
Test the boundaries,
The waters.
test the rules, and why are we doing it this way, that kind of thing, it sounds like.
Right,
Yeah.
They had to have some good backup facts.
Yes. Yes, there was a deposition there. Now, you mentioned Recovery International, and I know that is a huge part of your life. And for those listening that don't know what it is, it sounds like it's a drug rehab, but it's not that. It was founded by Dr. Lowe.
Abraham Lowe, and it's an international learning experience that teaches people with high-strung personalities how to manage their illness or their propensity, and how to interpret their life in a more positive vein than not. And for those of us who are influenced by it, it has made a huge, significant difference in my life.
Right. It's gotten you through a lot of challenges. I just remember when you lost your job there, back teaching job way back. I remember that's helped carry you through that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A friend, does not answer a phone call, rather than interpreting that
In a negative way.
In a negative way, you give some leeway to them to make a mistake, or maybe they went out of town and that's why they didn't call you back.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very transformative training.
Yeah, for it's helped me so much and helped Connor so much, and it's it's just reframing everything that happens to us just in the course of our daily life. I find, just that reframing and breaking it down into part acts, not whipping it up, working it down. All those little sayings that we learned from there have been so helpful.
Are life changing.
Yeah, exactly. They're so simple, but life changing. I agree, as you say.
Absolutely.
Any funny stories or memories from your life that pop into your mind there? Any interesting characters you met along the way?
The most interesting character were in my classroom at Chaparrel. I really felt that, I would sit in my car and pray before I got out of my car that my feeling today is I want to be the best possible model of a good teacher I could be. Mm-hmm. So many of those kids had no positive adult role models, and that was my feeling before I would start my teaching day.
Really set it right, that attitude right. Yeah.
Half parent, half a lion tamer.
Exactly. Lion tamer is right. So you really prided yourself on being a great role model to the kids, to the students. And for those listening here, this was just not a regular high school. These were all the kids that were kicked out of Grossmont Union High School District, and they were sent to this continuation school called Chaparrel High School, and that's where Lucy taught for so many years there.
And their parents had usually had given up on them long ago. Mm-hmm. But they were bright, and they were fun, and they were hopeful. Mm-hmm. And I was a feeling of hopefulness for them. Mm-hmm. If they were particularly overwhelmed, if you would compliment them, oh, that's a wonderful essay. And you did a great job. I mean, they would practically be ready to apply for a
college scholarship.
Yeah, right? Absolutely, yeah. To Harvard.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a compliment at school. It was unbelievable.
And that's one of the other questions I have, are your proudest moments. So that really is, you would say, is truly one of your proudest moments is those years getting to make a difference in those kids' lives, in their lives.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. For generations listening to this from years now, is there any wisdom you'd like to pass on, and what would you want them to know?
The wisdom is, I'm not sure I'm a very wise person.
Yes, you are, Lucy. I've learned so much from you. I can quote Lucyisms.
Well, that pleases me. I feel that, when you look around and you see that rather than feel sorry for yourself, for instance, during the holidays, I have no real siblings left to come over here and visit with me, but I have adopted family, and it's you can, if your family has let you down or disappointed you in some way, you can adopt family, like I've adopted the Flanagans. And,
yes.
And I'm the lucky recipient of their acceptance of my adoption.
And we are lucky, and we count ourselves very lucky to have you as part of our family. So yeah, our chosen family. This is our chosen family. We call you our big sister, and we're your little sister and little brother here. So we're glad
We've been a long time in the same saddle, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So my final question, anything else you'd like to add about your family, your life, your love life even, whatever, any final comments?
Love life, I should have been a better chooser, but I did the best I could, and I always felt positive about people I wound up with for a short or a long duration. And I was never a very good picker.
The picker was off.
My picker meter was not good. But
you enjoyed a rich life nonetheless. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. I'm giving you a round of applause.
Yay.
Woo! Yeah. Woo! All right. Thank you, Lucy, for joining in the conversation today. Should we say, Lucy, your age? Do we say your age?
My age is 77.
77?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that is Lucy's story from our interview in December 2023 for StoryCorps. She passed away in July of 2025, and we held a funeral for her in October. We were so grateful for her friendship and for her adopting my wife, Mindy, and me as her little sister and brother. You can visit StoryCorps and add your own life story at storycorps.org. If you are interested in learning how you can revitalize the memory of a forgotten loved one by sharing a short written memoir or autobiography here on this platform, please drop us a message. Thanks for listening.